Hey guys, welcome back. Just wanted to catch up with you. I had a series of really vivid dreams this morning, and they have all involved the gods, and the gods showing me support, which is really good. And I took the last one, or at least what I thought was the last one, because it was the best. It was the bestest. It was. I won't give you everything in it, but it ended with Papa Legba showing up and hugging me. So I was like so happy. And then today, I was thinking about, and this has relevance, my uncle does want me to look for a new computer. And I went and I looked and I found one I pretty much liked. And I called him and I told him, and he didn't think the price was too bad. And I said, you know, I'm going to go with Amazon. And he says, well, if it breaks down, what do you do? And I said, it's just like I've had Dell and everything before. You ship it to the manufacturer and you wait for it to come back. I said, in the meantime, I would have this that I'm recording on now as a backup computer because it's getting a little more glitchy. And every time I've taken it to Best Buy, they've made it progressively worse. So, and I tried to tell him, he goes, well, yeah, but if you go with Best Buy, they have Geek Squad, don't they? I said, yeah, but I can't drive, and I feel bad every time I need this thing repaired to have to get someone to drive me out. He goes, well, you know, his counter argument was, well, how often does that happen? I said, with this computer, 8 times so far. He says, well, if you get a good one, well, anyone that has computers knows if you use them all the time like I do for gaming, video recording and that, none of them are good because they are all like, eh! And I even have a cooler below this one and everything. Anyhow, I looked up, and of course, there are other people that will come and repair your computer, and Best Buy wants to also charge you what I don't think he understood. Best Buy wanted like $700 out the gate for a couple years protection on this computer. And then on the monitor, it would be another like $700. So there you go. That's $1,400 on top of it that I could save, which I don't have, that I could save and like spend on crazy stuff like food or something. So I'm definitely thinking of one. I posted on the Facebook. I'm thinking of going for this one, but I told him I have time to decide. You know, he'd sent me the money for the roof and the computer, and just bringing this up because the gods do, you know, take care of us. And I was kind of reluctant because I've had so much trouble with this computer, and it runs so hideously poor. And now as I'm trying to, like, I wanted to do VR for the other station, and it's like, nope, you have to upgrade your graphics card. And it's like, already so much to upgrade a graphics card, and then there's other stuff you have to upgrade, and then you don't have enough juice. Like 2 out of 3 things are wrong with it for running VR. So I'm thinking, you know what, VR is not a big thing now, maybe it never will be, but I would like to have the capacity to play the games that are out now at high end. I don't play like a lot of World of Warcraft or anything. But to have the capacity, especially when, as on my other channel, you're dealing with young programmers that really don't know how to program. I mean, bless them. But you're dealing with developers that make these huge files because they have no idea how to shape file size down or anything. So you're getting games that are like little demos that are like 4 gigabytes. And there's no possible reason for this game to be 4 gigabytes. But they don't know yet, so they're like these huge games until they get downsized. And people, they still want to see you play these games, and it's like, I'm getting kind of tired of this, even on demos from Game Jolt, and people that game are laughing hysterically now. This computer is not cutting it. And when you kind of do that for a living, like I do over on the other channel, it's like, well, I'm getting a smaller and smaller pool of stuff that's coming out that I can play. I couldn't really play. It took forever to download, and then I found out I couldn't really play Smite. And it took me forever to download some other games, and I found out I couldn't play those. No, the only problem people have with this other PC, other than obviously arrived broke as floof, um, was it didn't like the bloatware. And it's like, well, dude, if you obviously know gaming backwards and forwards, you just go to your uninstall, and you uninstall what you don't need, and you go down to, just what you need. I mean, it's coming with Windows 10, and that's another couple $100. So it's not like a bare bones system. I don't think it's ever going to, clock out or crash on me for the amount of gaming I do, but I do a lot, and people have always asked me, are you going to get into game development? I was like, ha, in this computer, are you kidding? But that would also be a thing I could think of. I'm not thinking of developing games at this time, but this computer is giving me signs that I better start looking for her replacement. And if she drops dead as a dodo and completely won't work, I can try to get to Best Buy one final time to get her replaced. If she clocks out during the warranty, she will probably hang on till January something when her warranty runs out, and then she'll die. And then I have a doorstop. So yeah, it's kind of hard having a gaming computer that's no longer hitting all the notes. I do have the money for this. I'm actually going sort of the top-end version of an entry-level gaming computer, but still is plenty of power for everything I'd want to do, and you can play the games at the highest resolution, no problem, which means they'll be pretty when people are watching them. The uncle didn't have a problem with the price. He just was haggling with me of, why aren't you going to Best Buy? And I'm like, I'm not going to Best Buy because they don't give you that coverage for nothing. It's like $700 just for the computer alone. I'm serious. It was like $6 something. Plus you put on your taxes and everything on the coverage. Then you put on the taxes for everything else. I started out with this laptop at $800, and I think I ended up at over $1,200 by the time they were done adding coverage that they've only honored, I think, the 2 times I've been able to get up there. The rest of the time I couldn't get up there and nobody would try me, so I spent like $800 in repairs on this thing. So yeah, it's like they hit you with $800 coverage up front, then it's $800 in repairs if you get a piece of crap, like I did. And it's like, to me, it's more logical to step away from them because they really don't know what they're doing with computers. They have no idea. If it's just because you put somebody in the Geek Squad section, you throw a label on them, they know what they're doing. No, they don't. They do not. They have no idea. And it's mysterious how, even though I was told this is a gaming computer, and it is, the one thing it really has trouble with sometimes is playing games. So, yeah, I still have time to decide, but I'm definitely thinking of it. The new computer will not have a camera, obviously, and the display I'm getting will not have a camera, but that's something like you can go to Walmart and pick up for like X amount of dollars. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking of going with that and going with the screen I have, and that way I'll have the functionality for years, and you can always adapt it to doing something else. So I just figured I would update you guys, but I am going to think about it. I'm excited about the computer, but at the same time I'm like, it almost felt like a vanity move because this is my job, but at the same time it's like a job that's not paying very much at all. So it's like I'm only able to have the opportunity to get a computer because somebody else literally handed me the money. So I feel weird, but he's kind of like, oh, please get the computer, please. So this was the one I picked. And I went away from HP and Dell and everything, and I went with another company, which is, from what I hear, they're all made in China by the same exact company, so it doesn't matter. It's just they put the different labels on them. It's just the specs you pay for. But we'll see. I know that's kind of long and rambly, but I never have liked big purchases, and even though this is kind of a low-end computer, it's kind of like high end of the low end, if that makes sense. And I'm like, wow, I was specifically given the funds to do this, but I'm like, so I will have to think about it. Having to add on a camera is not like that big a deal. I mean, it's like, seriously, if that's all I have to do with this thing. The one I have now, I had to go out and get a cooling pad, had to go out and get all this other stuff. I ended up spending a couple $100 more there in incidentals, but with the gaming PC, should be cool. So I will talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.